What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of GizmoSlipTech. Today we're doing a speed test between the iPhone XS Max and the OnePlus 6, the current king of Android smartphones when it comes to speed tests. Now the iPhone XS Max beat the Note 9 in our last test. If you guys want to check out that test, I'll have a link in the video description down below. Now for this test, we're doing a startup test, 5 regular apps, and 5 3D gaming apps, as well as Geekbench 4. Now this OnePlus 6 has 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage, and a Snapdragon 845 processor with 8 cores. The iPhone XS Max has the A12 Bionic, which has 2 high-performance cores and 4 power efficiency cores. Now it also has 4 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of storage. Now something else to keep in mind is that these phones have different resolutions. The OnePlus 6 has a 2280 by 1080 display, while the XS Max has a 1242 by 2688 display. Now the main thing to keep in mind with the resolution difference here is that the lower resolution on the OnePlus 6 will be a little bit lighter on the processor than it is on the XS Max. Now the lower resolution on the OnePlus 6 doesn't really affect day-to-day use very much, but when it comes to 3D performance, it's easier to pump out frame rates at lower resolutions. Without further ado, let's hop into this speed test. Now we've got the latest iOS version 12.0. Now we've also updated the OnePlus 6 with the latest software. Now as you know, the main advantage of the OnePlus 6 is its software. It's super optimized to be as quick as possible. We're going to make sure there's no apps in the app tray. There's none in either device. We're going to go ahead and shut off each device to get this thing started. Let the speed test begin. Looks like the XS Max was just a little bit quicker. As you can see, there are no apps open on either device. Here we go. Opening YouTube. OnePlus 6, quite a bit quicker. Instagram. OnePlus 6, again, quite a bit quicker. Twitter. Again, much quicker on the OnePlus 6. And now Netflix. The OnePlus 6 won that just barely. And the last of our daily apps, MyFitnessPal. Wow, the OnePlus 6, much quicker. Now it's time for the 3D applications, PUBG Mobile. This is probably where the iPhone XS Max is going to make its comeback. Oh yeah, much faster than the OnePlus 6. That's that A12 Bionic GPU just really powering through here, and also the much higher single core score, as you'll see in the Geekbench 4. Here in a minute. Jeez, it takes so long. Okay, now we're going to start these at the same time to get into a match. Now we're going to take the moment from when it found a match to when it's loaded in as our time. The iPhone XS Max definitely won that because this one went into loading immediately. As you can see, it's pretty smooth on both devices. Okay, now it's time for some Hearthstone.
Come in! The tavern is booming!
Whoa, it was really close on both of them, but just a hair quicker on the XS Max. That one was really close. Let's go ahead and hop into Minecraft. Looks like it was just a hair quicker on the OnePlus 6. Let's go ahead and get into a Go ahead and get into our identical worlds. Again, a hair quicker on the OnePlus 6. Now we're going to load up Vainglory. Ooh, just barely quicker on the OnePlus 6. Now we're going to go ahead and load into a match. Here we go, in 3, 2, 1.
I like this place. I've mastered winning.
The XS Max definitely crushes the OnePlus 6 in this loading test. Okay, now for Modern Combat Versus in 3, 2, 1. The XS Max wins once again. There we go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and try loading into a map. It's in the customized HUD setting. XS Max won that just barely. Okay, now that we're in game, we can also do some looking around to see how it performs. Oh, very, very smooth on both devices. Both devices are set to 60 frames per second, and it is very, very smooth and reactive on both devices. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and run our CPU benchmark in 3, 2, 1. Now, my desktop computer only had a single core score of 5844, so this is not far off from a high-end desktop computer. Now, the multi-core score was only 11,000. My desktop had a score of 20,000, but that is still extremely impressive Geekbench scores for a phone. Now, we have a single core score of 2400 and a multi-score score of 8277 on the OnePlus 6. I've definitely seen higher Geekbench scores for the OnePlus 6. Overall, this is still very good, but not quite as good as I was expecting to get on the OnePlus 6. It's probably because we have so many other apps open in the background at the same time. Now it's time to go back and see which apps are still in memory. Let's go ahead and see if Modern Combat Versus is still in memory. We are still in memory there. Fantastic. Vainglory. It was still in memory on both devices, but it loaded out of the match because it probably timed out with the server. Minecraft. Oh. Looks like both of the devices were still in memory, though we died on one of the devices. Sweet. Hearthstone. We're, of course, having to restart because Hearthstone doesn't allow the device to stay in memory. PUBG Mobile. The app is still open, but we, of course, got disconnected from our match. So that still counts, though. Let's check out MyFitnessPal. We're in on both. Netflix. We're in on both. Twitter. We're in on both. Instagram. We're in on both. YouTube, we're in on both. All right, the test is done. Let's take a look at the results. Now, both phones had very comparable boot time, 22.14 seconds on the XS Max and 22.59 seconds on the OnePlus 6. Now, when it comes to loading daily apps, the OnePlus was quicker all around, but the thing to keep in mind here is both phones are very quick overall with only a couple seconds difference on average between the devices. And of course, because both phones did really well with multitasking, switching back to these apps once they're loaded is instantaneous on both devices. Now let's take a look at how long it takes takes to load up a 3D app. Overall, the iPhone XS Max was faster in PUBG and Modern Combat, but in Hearthstone, Minecraft, and Vainglory, the devices were actually pretty close. But let's see how long it took to actually load into a 3D environment. And here's where the A12 Bionic and the XS Max really shines. With much quicker load times than PUBG and Vainglory, it makes it a much quicker overall device when loading 3D environments on average. And finally, we have our total time for this speed test, with the iPhone XS Max winning at 2 minutes 21 seconds, with the OnePlus 6 trailing behind at 3 minutes 7 seconds. The iPhone XS Max wins this test because it's dramatically faster loading those 3D applications because of the improved GPU in the A12 Bionic. So if you're looking for a quick high-performance device, both of these are fantastic. The main strength for the OnePlus 6 is its quick loading of light applications, and the main strength for the iPhone XS Max is its 3D application performance, and load times are just dramatically faster than any other smartphone currently out there. That's it for this episode of GizmoSlipTech. We'll see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and of course, smash that like button. Let me know how we can improve this speed test as well in the comments section down below. We'll see you guys in the next one. Brandon out.